Hey guys, Dib the Awesome here to give you another Monster Legends Guides, where we talk about a monster's runes, their setup, their partners, all that jazz. Today we're looking at ML Yamamoto, or ML1 Yamamoto. This guy, I will say, this guy has. He's one of the monsters in the game that has one of the coolest names and probably one of the coolest designs. Just looking at this monster, he's really cool. He's again, he's based on the Gundams and stuff like that. He's actually only ever been available in like the Manga Island event. He's been available on sale, but this is the only event where he was featured in the Manga Island event. He's the same age as Uru and Shihu. Now that nobody ever uses Shihu, but yeah, he is that old. uh, so in terms, this guy, like a lot of people think this guy is actually crap. But he's one of those monsters that isn't crap. He's actually good on the attack. Sometimes he can actually be really good on the defense too. This guy isn't. Just to let you guys know, this guy isn't crap. It's like it's one of those monsters. It's the eye of the beholder, pretty much. This guy is not. This guy is not a bad monster. He's just a monster. He might just very well work well in just attack or something. You know, sometimes in defense it works. Sometimes I mean, I think I've died from this thing before. It's a thing. It is possible to actually die from this thing. It's very much so possible. It's a really tanky monster. That's one of the things you need to know. This is probably one of the tankiest metal monsters at the moment. Not in terms of just base hit points, but in terms of moveset. This guy is really tanky, and I will say if you use this guy, this guy's 100% more useful on the attack. This guy is in fact 100% more useful on the attack. So his ultimate deals very heavy metal damage to all enemies. This is a 75 damage AoE. Uh, this is a pretty good AoE, especially if you if you have somebody already that sets up the magnetism, you're solid. This guy can do single target magnetism. You probably want to do it on the metal monster that isn't like the thing that isn't immune to magnetism and stuff like that. You know, just set up beforehand, like set up your heavy damage and stuff like that. You can do that. It is doable with his kit. Uh, I didn't take much about his stats. His like I think one reason why the people don't really like this. I mean, like people think this guy isn't that great is because of his low like offensive stats. He's got a power of 3,388. This can be patched with really again. You can actually patch this stat with really high strength runes. His life is 29,255. Well, that's not the highest life. That is a pretty high life, and it goes well in conjunction with his shield moves. His speed is 3,399. Uh, it runs on the same speed as Varuna. It's interesting that the giant mech man runs the same speed as the lobster man. I just wanted to point that out, and he runs at the same speed as Plymouth too. So he's running the same speed as animal people, which is interesting because you think this guy would move just as fast, but no, he's on that level of speed. So yeah, we already talked about his ultimate. He is immune to. He doesn't have a good trade either. I guess maybe that's another reason he just doesn't have a good trade. You know, magnetism's not too great. SW. Before I continue, before I even go on to skill groups 2, you actually want to run this move in skill groups 1. This is an extra turn move. Gains a 20% shield and 1 extra turn. Requires cooldown. This is an important move. You should actually run this move. Totally run this move. I know it doesn't seem like much, but it actually goes well with his rotations. This guy has a cooldown rotation, and it's a really good thing that you put this move on. I know 20% shield isn't too much, but actually shield you do know shields stack, right? If you don't, well now you know shields actually can stack. So you should totally run this move. Don't run any of these moves. Just totally run this move. SW45B deals moderate special damage, may burn target. This runs on no cooldown. You may run this move. This move is a option to run. You don't have to run it. MS35A. This is his damage AoE. It's metal damage, 35 damage. I will say you could actually possibly use this move pretty much twice. I think you can actually use this move twice. I think that's a possibility. Or like pretty much get this move to a 1-turn cooldown, so you can actually AoE them twice. I think you can actually do that. I think that's actually doable. You can set it up so you can actually AoE twice. I'll explain that again. This is why this guy's good on a attack. Pretty much. I'm gonna explain that in a bit here, but you just note that thing's on a 3-turn cooldown. MS45ST deals moderate special damage, gains 40% stamina. I've seen people run this move. This is an okay move to run. You might not have to run it again. This is an optional move. SW45M deals moderate special damage, may magnetize dark. This is one move you actually should probably run. I'm not gonna lie, you should probably run this move, just so you can, like, you know, this guy's pretty much a magnetizing monster. You should, and sadly enough, he doesn't have an, like, out of like all the monsters that don't get like an AOE magnetism, it's one of these. What is one of these monsters that totally should have an AOE magnetism, but he only has a single target magnetism, sadly. But the nice thing about this is you can actually magnetize the metal monster without, like, while it's still doing decent damage. You should note that. So this is probably a move you should probably run. MS60 deals very heavy metal damage. This is a 60 damage move with a single turn cooldown. This hurts. This hurts a lot. And it only runs on a single turn cooldown. SH40ET gains a 40% shield and one extra turn, requires cooldown. Alright, remember in the like I just explained why you should probably run that first extra turn move. You should run this move too. This is his other shield that stacks with, you know, you can stack it with the first one. Basically, you know, it's a 2-turn shield. Obviously, like this after you use this one, you only get 2 turns left with it. But you get, you know, you get big shield and stuff like that. I see. I don't know if it works like that. So basically, you run around with 60% shield. You have a 60% shield on. I will say if you do this move first, then do this move. You know, the single turn cooldown move. This runs only on a 3-turn cooldown, but if you do it the other way, you can rotate it again. Let's say this. You use this move first, right? Alright, so then you can use, let's say you either did like you did like an AoE, right? I mean, you just got done doing your AoE, right? If you do like this first turn move, okay, so you've used one, you get 1 turn, right? You get an extra turn, right? And then you use this move, that's another turn, right? So you've pretty much gone down to 2 turns. You can actually use this move again. So that's 3 turns. You've literally just got done doing 3 turns, alright? You can now use your AoE again. You can do that. That's a possible combination. I do believe that's 3 turns later. I do believe that's the case. So you can cycle through it a few times. In order to do that, though, you might actually need a stamina rune. Maybe you might actually do need that. That might actually be the case. But you could totally do that. You know, it's just a good way to get rid of this high cooldown. I will say you might not have to run that. I mean, you don't have to do that whole, like, you know, cooldown rotation. If you just run MS60, I think what most people do, I do believe, like, they run the 2 shields. So that's my recommended set right now is the 2 shields. You got to run both shields, or maybe you might just have to run the 1 shield or something like that. No, I'd actually recommend running. Yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend you both if you're not gonna do like the AoE. But yeah, I'd actually recommend you run the you know, I'd recommend you run this move if you're not planning on using like the MS, you know, the AoE and stuff like that. You should probably run the you should probably run this move. You should probably run SW 45. You should run MS60. And I guess like for the last move, you could do the AoE, or you could do like one of the burning moves. Essentially, it's your choice. For sure, you have to run this move. You have to run the 40% shield. You may run the 1-turn cooldown shield. That's an option, just to rotate through your cooldown moves. Like if you choose any of these cooldown moves, you should totally run the shield idea. Essentially, you can AoE twice. I think most people would say that's unnecessary or something like that, or it's not really too heavy of damage, because you're not at that point you don't even have any double damage up, so it doesn't do too high a damage. So most people would just probably do do this combination of shield, weak to magnetizing, then hit them with a big MS60. You could probably bring the AoE again. You could probably bring the AoE. If you use the M60 first, I will say if you use M60 first, you can use your your cooldown move to get that back, or if you decide to just do this move, the SH20ET, you can do like the 60 damage single target move quite a few times. Is this the best metal attacker in the game? No. Is this monster still relevant? Yes. I think he's usable. I really do think I really do think this monster is very useful. I think he's relevant. Obviously he's not. Obviously he's not broken. He's okay to use. I'm not like it's. Like a lot of people would say, "Oh, why use this guy when there's like metalhead?" Again, people have the freedom to use anything they want, and this monster is competitively useful on the attack. As it's a situation, he's pretty much the same thing as Fire Lake Quinn or like anything with pretty much anything with low base stats, but like a good life. It's just highly underestimated, and the people don't think of using it just on the attack. People like just assume people will think, oh, if this monster isn't good on defense, then this monster isn't good on the attack. Well, the different monsters work well in different scenarios. They just do. There's defense attacking, and then there's attacking. Uh, some monsters only do attacking. Some only do defense attacking. Some monsters can do both, honestly. Like Voltic or Judgment. Judgment can go on the attack or the defense. There's those monsters. People prefer those monsters over like just using monsters that are specific and specific uses. This one is good on the attack. I will say that this guy is very useful in player control. And that's all I have to say about ML1 Yamato. Yamamoto. Yamato? Yamato. He's a really fun monster. Totally try him out. Let me know what you think of him. I'm Dib the Awesome. Catch you guys later.